everyone, I'm Anna from HUAWEI AppGallery, and welcome to AppGallery Connect Academy. Today, I will be talking about A/B testing. A/B testing helps you make evidence-based decisions to improve your app by testing different solutions with different groups of users. To perform an A/B test, you need to first select indicators that need to be tracked. For example, user retention rate, conversion rate, and interaction duration. Second, you need to design different solutions, for example, solutions A and B, to let some users use solution A and others use solution B. Then you can determine which solution is optimal based on the test result. You can use A/B testing in a variety of scenarios. For example, for a promotional landing page or push notifications copy, to place ads, or to change the app's look and feel, such as home screen layout and color. You can also use this service to adjust different aspects of your app, for example, game difficulty, app walkthroughs, and functions. Here are some specific examples. For the HUAWEI Health app, we tested several home screen designs and selected the optimal one based on the test result. In the second case, a team working on an app for audio-text conversion planned to cut out a non-core function for converting text back to audio. To decide if it's worthwhile to include, the product team designed an A/B test involving 30,000 users to test several indicators such as average interaction duration and user retention rate. After 2 weeks, they didn't find much of a difference between the two groups of users, so they chose to cut out the function. Now, let's take a look at the overall process of A/B testing. First, you will need to enable A/B testing on the console for each app. Next, you need to integrate an SDK depending on the type of experiment you will perform. There are two types, remote configuration and notification, which we'll discuss later on in this video. The third step is to design the experiment on the console. For example, specify the indicators you'd like to track and improve, as well as the number and type of users. Finally, after you started the experiment, periodically go back and view the experiment report. Generally, the experiment takes 1 to 2 weeks, and you can increase the percentage of participants at any time during the experiment. In addition, if you find a leading treatment group, you can make configurations in this group to all users at any time. Now that you understand the basics of A/B testing, let's take a more in-depth look at the setup and testing process. First, integrate the required SDK into your app. Remember that the SDK depends on the type of your experiment, so make sure to choose the right one, whether it's a push or a remote configuration SDK. If you need to filter target users by audience and user attribute, then the next step is to define them on the Analytics Kit console. Otherwise, you can skip this step. Then design the experiment on the experiment console. If you've previously defined audiences and user attributes, then you can reference these during the design process. Depending on the type of experiment, it will either be executed by the remote configuration or the push kit. Once the experiment is running, the Analytics Kit will collect information on reported events, analyze and calculate experiment indicators, and then synchronize the analysis result to A/B testing. You can check the behavior of your indicators and see if there's an optimal treatment group. As I mentioned earlier, there are two types of experiments: remote configuration and notification. If you want to create a remote configuration experiment, you need to first enter basic information such as the name, description, and duration of the experiment. Then filter users for the experiment by combining the following conditions: app version, language, country or region, audience, and user attributes. You can also set the percentage of target users who will participate in the experiment from the start. Generally, it's best to only select a small number of users for an A/B test. Keep in mind that you can increase the percentage of participating users at any time during the experiment. Next, configure the control and treatment groups. Once that's done, set the parameters to different values for different treatment groups to represent different solutions. Finally, specify the indicators you want to track, including primary and secondary indicators. The experiment result is calculated based on primary indicators, but you can get a more comprehensive view by including secondary indicators. Creating a notification experiment is pretty similar. You'll also want to configure basic information and select target users. However, for this type of experiment, you can only use audience to filter the users you want to target. Then configure the control and treatment groups. You can set the title, content, action, and destination page for the notification. Next, select the indicators you want to track. Finally, complete some extra configurations, such as whether to push notifications right now or at a scheduled time, as well as the notification validity period and channel priority. After the experiment has started, you can check several indicators, including status, whether an optimal treatment group has been identified, the number and percentage of users participating in the experiment, and other indicators in the experiment report. For example, you can view the last 30 minutes of user data, as well as track data such as performance and improvement in different treatment groups in real time. In addition, you can view the historical data for the tracked indicators. Currently, you can track several key indicators, including the average interaction duration, user retention rate, click-through rate, estimated in-app revenue, and proportion of crash-free users. You can also view conversion and non-conversion events collected by HUAWEI Analytics Kit as an event conversion indicator. Well, that's all for this episode of AppGallery Connect Academy. To learn more about our services, scan the QR code to visit our website. And if you have any questions, please send us an email. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.